Aloha and welcome to our third episode of the SIC Talk Stories. I'm SIC athlete Sayre, and I'm here with foil and wing designer Nicolas Caillou, and we're here to talk about how to choose your performance components for your slash and flight foil systems. All right, let's begin. First, I want to remind everybody that all these flight and slash components can be interchangeable with each kit. So if you buy a flight kit and you want a slash wing, no problem. Same the opposite way. So if you're buying this flight kit, you've progressed, you're on foil quite a bit, but you're looking for more maneuverability, the first place to start with your upgrade would be this Flight 1200. For wing foiling, as a beginner, trying to nail your first comfortable jibes, or an advanced rider who's a bit heavier, who wants a little bit more of that low-end power, this is the wing for you. Additionally, these wings are really great for surf foiling in some small waves. The Flight Front Wing 1200 is an excellent choice for wing foilers ready to take their skills to the next level. It's designed for intermediate and advanced riders, but its small surface area also makes it a great option for lighter beginners. This wing offers smooth and responsive turning, along with an ideal balance of pumping efficiency and speed. It's a versatile option that performs well across a variety of conditions. So Nicolas, tell us a bit of the design details and benefits of the Flight Front Wing 1200.
The 1200 Flight is a little bit different compared to the 1500 and the 2000. The target of this one is to be dedicated for the people who already made the first step and the first experience with hydrofoil. This one is dedicated more for carving, edge-to-edge ride, and to have a lot of fun on the water. For that, we remove the winglets. We have a medium aspect ratio, and the anhedral is a little bit flatter compared to the other Flight. The target is to have a super playful front wing. Like this, you can also go for surf foiling, and you have your first experience is surf foiling. Wing foiling is super nice too, because the thickest of the profile is a little bit thinner compared to the biggest Flight. It will give you a very versatile product to go on the water, and more dedicated for carving. You will start to pump also a little bit for surf foiling when you want to try for the first bump you experience with an hydrofoil. It's a super good, useful front wing to use. Also, you can pair with the Flight, the regular one you have. You will have a lot of stability. Then for your progress, it should be interesting. But if you want to free your mind, free your carving ability, you can also go for the 250 slash back wing, and even more if you are looking for extreme carving, you can go for the 185 back wing slash. And like this, you have a foil that is totally free in all the direction, and you can go for a faster ride also.
Yeah, okay, so that's interesting. So once you've upgraded to the Flight 1200, you can also increase the maneuverability of the foil just by changing the tail wing. Next up is our Slash Front Wing 1200. Now you can see right off the bat, it's the same size as our Flight 1200, although this one is a bit higher aspect ratio and has an even slightly thinner foil profile. What that gives you is a bit more glide and a bit more efficiency at higher speeds. This foil is for more intermediate to advanced riders, wing foiling and surf foiling when the conditions are a bit smaller, when the wind's a bit less. You can also ride this sup foiling or wake foiling. It's a pretty darn versatile wing because you still have some maneuverability and some really efficient low end. I noticed immediately the aspect ratio. That's the easiest one for an idiot like myself to look at when you're comparing these two wings. But what's more the design details that make these two foils different and make their riding styles different?
As you said, Raz, the riding style is totally different compared to the Slash and the Flight. As you say, the aspect ratio is higher on the Slash, but this is not the same, the only difference. Also, you can see the Slash have a winglets. The anhedral is a little bit different. Also, the profile thickness is more backward on the Slash compared to the Flight. Then the target is to have the Slash is more dedicated for people that want to ride fast on the water, to have more pumping ability, to have something that is more aggressive in terms of speed, while the Flight is more dedicated for people that are looking for good carving ability, a really easy takeoff speed, then it's more playful to ride compared to the Slash, which is more performance orientated. And also, if you mix it with the HM mast, you will have a super stiff hydrofoil, and you can increase your top speed, you can increase your control at super high speed, and it should be a super nice combo to have in your quiver. And if you finally mix it with the small Slash backwind, the 185, you have the maximum top speed for such a size of front wing, and also a good turning ability.
Next in our range after the 1200 Slash is the 900 Slash. So they're a very similar foil shape. The main difference is just the surface area. And what that means is that it's going to have a higher speed, it's going to be more comfortable in a little bit higher winds, a little bit bigger waves, and if you're a lighter rider, it can be a really great choice for just an all-around foil. The Slash 900 front wing is for riders looking for improved glide, high speed, and high pumping ability. This wing size is for experienced wing foilers chasing speed, freestyle, or surf foil with smaller, moderate waves. So between the 1200 Slash and the 900 Slash, what's the target use difference?
In fact, the DNA and the philosophy of the 900 is very similar to the 1200. The target is, this front wing is more dedicated for lighter rider or for the rider that want to push further their limits. Because everything you can do with the 1200, you can do with the 900, but at a faster speed. You still have a little bit increased aspect ratio, will give you a little bit more pumping ability for such a size.
Okay. And is this a wing that if it was lighter winds, maybe you could even race it, yeah?
Yeah. If the target in racing is just to take off, because sometimes when you race, the winner is the one that can fly.
Yeah.
This one will be dedicated for that.
Moving down our line, we're getting into the more performance front wings. So the Slash 750 is our next one, and this one is really where we get into finding those really high max speeds. So these wings are more for advanced riders, for wing foil racing, for surf foiling and some bigger swell. And additionally, it's the favorite of Terrence, our main freestyle guy, because of the abilities it has in that discipline. The Slash 750 front wing is for riders looking for improved glide, high speed, and high pop ability for aerials. This wing size is for experienced wing foilers chasing speed and freestyle. Additionally, surf foilers choose this wing for moderate to larger waves. Without winglets, this wing offers a responsive feel and enhanced maneuverability, ventilation free. So this Slash 750, Nicolas, I have found to be my absolute favorite in the line. What makes it different in design from the Slash 900, and what makes it so darn good?
The 750 Slash is one of the first wing dedicated mainly for advanced rider. Compared to the 900, you can see we have no winglet. You can see also the anhedral is a little bit different. We have a little bit more aspect ratio. In fact, this one is not the same program than the Slash 900. The target is to have a wing that is dedicated for most of the advanced rider. They are looking for waves, they are looking for freestyle, they are looking for also racing in super light wind. This one is the design with moderate to thin profile. The anhedral is designed also to prevent ventilation. Like this, when you want to carve super hard in waves, and also when you are upwind for racing, for example, you can have the tip that go outside of the water, you have no ventilation. The target of this one is to have, you can do almost everything with that one. You just need a little bit of wind. Despite the profile is medium thickness, then give you a lot of glide at a very low speed.
Yeah, what I've noticed for sure on that last point is the range, right? I'm a pretty heavy rider, right? I'm 6 feet tall and, you know, not the smallest guy in the world. So what I found though is initially 750, that's tiny. How am I gonna get this on foil? But it's amazing what I found. The low speed at the low end on these wings with that high aspect ratio and that profile that Nicolas was talking about, I can get this thing up on foil if the wind dies or something like that. Additionally, because it's so small, it's so playful and it's so fast. So that wide range is really the thing that I've been impressed with this wing.
And what you should consider when you are looking for that wing is to mix it with the HM mast and the smallest back wing, the 185, because like this you have 100% of the capacity of the front wing. You can be really fast on the water, you can have a lot of control when you are riding super fast, and also have a lot of carving ability.
Finally, we have the smallest front wing in our line. The Slash 600 is a speed machine designed for advanced riders. This can be used tow foiling, kite foiling, and for me, wing foil racing. This is for those looking for max speed and a lot of control at those speeds. The new Slash 600 front wing is designed for fast acceleration, max control at high speeds, and optimizes glide for high-speed pumping and improved upwind performance. Without winglets, it offers a responsive feel and enhanced maneuverability, ventilation-free. Its medium to flat anhedral design increases stability, providing better control at high speeds, while the thin profile minimizes drag, allowing for higher maximum speed. So Nicolas, this 600 Slash front wing has become my go-to racing foil. What about the design characteristics make it such a good racing foil, and what makes it different from maybe the Slash 750?
The philosophy of the 600 is very close to the 750, but the target on this size is to push at the maximum of your limits. We have a higher aspect ratio. The anhedral is almost the same shape than the 750. The target is to prevent the ventilation. Like this, you can ride super hard in upwind during the upwind legs. And with this size and even a thinner profile on this size, the top speed will be way higher compared to the 750. You have something you can ride super fast on the water, even more if you use the HM mast. Of course, you need to have the smallest stabilizer to have the maximum of performance. And this wing is also interesting because even it's a super fast wing on the water, the profile is a little bit thicker, just a little bit, give you more, you can push more during the upwing legs. Like this, you have a lot of control, even if you are upwing leg when the speed is a little bit lower compared to downwind. You have a lot of control and a lot of lift to have a better angle for the upwind.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I've noticed. The two takeaways that I've seen was, again, with a 600, still having a relatively comfortable time going through transitions. Sometimes with a wing this small, it can be really hard to keep your speed and stay on foil during attack. So what I found, and my hunch, is that the even increased aspect ratio compared to the 750 is one of the things that contributes to that. And again, that exactly. A little bit thicker profile maybe, I think is a big positive in that I know coming out of my tack, even if I don't do it absolutely perfect, it gives that forgiveness that I can stay on foil through it. Additionally, I think that this wing, noticeably right off the bat, really stiff. And I think that increased thickness also contributes to that.
Exactly.
And when I'm riding upwind, every once in a while, this wingtip, when you're heeled way over to windward, comes out of the water. And on other foils, that can be a game over, that can be a race over. And I think that this anhedral design, where these wingtips come back up, is a contributor to why this one, I can survive, I can ride, that wingtip comes out of the water, and it's not the end of the world.
Exactly, and this is why this one is also can be dedicated for kite foiling, and if you are pushing the limits, because the shapes and the DNA is very close to the kite foil racing front wing. Like this, you can train in kite foil, for example, to go super fast on the water, and when you go back for wing foiling, you have a lot of control, and this is super nice to ride.
Next up, we have our Slash HAR wings. Now these ones look a little bit different from the other ones in the Slash. They're very high aspect, and the target here is efficiency. So that high aspect ratio is going to provide you with a lot of low end lift, ideal for your first glides, sup foiling, and in light wind. The efficiency, the pumpability of these foils make them optimal for pump foiling off the dock or wing foiling in super light winds. The new /HAR front wings offer exceptional glide, high-speed capabilities, and enhanced pumping. The flat anhedral design not only sharpens turning agility, but also minimizes drag, propelling you to maximum speeds with smoother acceleration. These wings are crafted without winglets to further boost maneuverability and reduce sensitivity to ventilation, a vital feature for high aspect ratio wings. The /HAR 1100 front wing features a medium to thin profile, perfect for early liftoff in smaller waves. Okay, Nicolas, what's the thought process behind adding this /HAR series to our line?
The target of the high aspect ratio is to provide you the maximum glide you can have in the range of the front wing. The aspect ratio is quite high. We have no winglet. The anhedral is very flat, give you a lot of efficiency during the glide and acceleration. On this size, the profile is medium thickness. Like this, it will provide you a lot of early lift for the beginners in downwind and also for the heavier rider. When you ride this one, you can also ride in a very small waves for surf foiling because you have a lot of pumping ability, and when you just lift, it lifts super early. If you mix it, and you need to mix it with a small backwind, the 185, and also if you mix it with the HM mast, you will have a lot of stiffness. Especially for that wing, we also include a stringer inside, a carbon stringer, to give you a lot of stiffness for such an aspect ratio.
The last component we're talking about today is the /HAR front wing 900. It's the smaller of the two /HAR wings. And this one is ideal for downwinding, wing foiling, sup foiling, prone surf foiling. It's for intermediate to advanced riders looking for a little bit larger swell in waves and a little bit stronger winds. The flat anhedral design not only sharpens turning agility, but also minimizes drag, propelling you to maximum speeds with smoother acceleration. These wings are crafted without winglets to further boost maneuverability and reduce sensitivity to ventilation. The /HAR 900 sports an even thinner profile, optimizing speed in medium to strong winds and larger swells. Before we started playing around with these HAR wings, my go-to prone wing on smaller, medium-sized waves was this /900. But then I found that the benefits to the /HAR front wing that made it so good for downwind sup foiling ended up being things that I was also looking for in my prone foiling. What's kind of the performance difference between these two, and what makes this one such a good prone wing and downwind sup foil wing?
The 900 HAR wing is the one that will provide you the maximum glide in the range. In fact, we have a super high aspect ratio. The profile is very thin, will give you a lot of acceleration, a lot of glide, and a lot of pumping ability, which is suitable for downwind because when you are chasing bumps in front of you, having a lot of glide, it will give you a lot of acceleration and you can ride between bumps. This feature is also super interesting for surf foiling, and I surf foil a lot also with that one because when you are in small wave, moderate waves, and you are looking for a lot of pumping ability to go very far from the beach, this one will provide you a lot of glide and a lot of pumping ability. Compared to the slash, will be a little bit more dedicated for turning ability compared to this one, but you have an unbelievable feeling on the water with a lot of glide. When you just go down to the beach, the glide is awesome, and even with the small bumps, you have a lot of acceleration, will give you a lot of fun. To maximize the experience with these wings, which is included with a carbon stringer inside like the 1100, to give you and provide you a maximum of stiffness, it should be interesting to mix it with the HM mast and of course with the smallest backwind we provide for such a wing.
Yeah, what I found is when I pair this wing with the 185 tail, it's amazing how maneuverable it is, because I think the high aspect ratio, there's not so much surface area out here on the wingtip. So I can still roll it quite quickly. It's still maneuverable because there's not so much anhedral. So on the wave, I've been having a lot of fun turning. But then as soon as I kick off that wave and go to try and find another one, pump out, this thing is unbeatable. I haven't found one that pumps quite the same like this. And so I think that those two components are what I'm looking for in my prone foiling, and that's why I've really come to like this one. Additionally, I've found that this one can also be really fun, light wind wing foiling, kind of like the 900, but just seeing how far I can pump around has been a fun component of riding this wing.
And also, if you are looking for only wing foiling, this one will give you a lot of glide, and you will start to learn how to manage the bumps and how to go to for your first and good experience in downwind.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. For a downwind, looking for your first rides on bumps on a wing, maybe this one might be a little bit too big, a little bit hard to manage with the wing, but this one is kind of a sweet spot, learning to get those first long glides on swell. We hope this helped you flush out our line of front wings and find the right one for you. This concludes our third episode of our SIC Talk Stories. Hope to see you out in the water, and mahalo.